Hello friends, welcome to all of you. We are going to start lecture series on chemical kinetics. I request you to keep in touch with the channel so that you will get a benefit from this lecture series. This lecture series on chemical kinetics mainly focused on first and second order reactions with its integrated rate equations, also the determination of order of reaction by different methods along with the numericals associated with them. Now let's start the series with the lecture number 1 on chemical kinetics. In this lecture we will going to see the introduction, rate of reaction, rate constant and measurements of a reaction rate. So these are the content of this today's lecture. Okay, now let's see one by one. Generally, the one substance is get converted into another substance in a chemical reaction where the reactant molecules reacts with each other to give the final product or the product molecule. Okay, so the reactants are interact with each other to give the product, but these reactants or reactant molecules, they collide with each other. Okay, depending upon that, the product is formed. That is the how quickly conversion of a reactant into product takes place is depend upon the rate of reaction. That is how slow or faster is the reaction. So that depends upon the interaction of molecules. Okay, that interaction of the molecules that tells the how the reaction is fast or slow. Okay, so rates of chemical reactions are very have very wide range. Okay, from very slow to very fast reaction rate. For example, when a solution of barium chloride is treated with H2SO4, it immediately gives the solid material of barium sulfate. Okay, that means the barium chloride is gives or completely dissociates in the solution as a Ba plus plus and Cl minus. Okay, they they interact with H2SO4 to give the barium sulfate. So that is immediately formed. Okay, so this comes under the very fast reaction. While the reaction of H2 and O2 gas at room temperature without any catalyst, it does not undergo reaction to give the water molecule. Okay, so the H2 gas and O2 gas at room temperature, it does not undergo completion the reaction. Okay, so generally the ionic reactions are fast, whereas the in the gaseous phase and in solution have the moderate rate. If you see in above example that barium chloride in the solution they gives the ions. Okay, so that's why the that such type of reactions are very fast. While if you have the O2 and H2 gas, they are the gaseous phase. Okay, and they does not undergo the reaction without any catalyst. Okay, so these such type of gas reactions in a gaseous phase and in solutions have the moderate rate. So the chemical kinetics is the is the branch of physical chemistry which deals or the study of rate of the reactions. Okay, so the branch of physical chemistry which deals the only the or study of a rate of reaction is called as a chemical kinetics. The study of chemical kinetics of a reaction involves three stages. The first one is a rate of a reaction and rate law. Second stage is factors which affect the rate of the reaction, such as the temperature, pressure, concentration and catalyst. They are the very uh, they are the factors which influence the rate of the reaction. And finally, the mechanism or the steps involved in the reaction to complete to complete the reaction to give the final product. Okay, so these are the stages involved in the study of chemical kinetics. Now the rate of reaction. Now this rate of reaction is nothing but the change in the concentration of any reactant or product with respect to time. Okay, that means the rate is nothing but the change in the concentration of a reactant or product with respect to time. Okay, so that is nothing but the rate of the reaction. Okay, if you take the example, that is a the reaction, the starting material A gives the product B. Okay, so this is general reaction. Okay, now the rate of reaction can be given in two different ways. The first one is rate equal to minus dc upon dt. Now, so here the dc is a change in amount of reactant, okay, with respect to time, delta t. So dc is nothing but the small amount of a reactant, okay, and dt is a small portion of the time during the course of the reaction. So their ratio gives the rate of the that equation. But here we can see the negative sign is there. Okay, negative sign in the equation that represents or indicates the decrease in the concentration of the reactant with respect to time. Okay, that means as the time progresses, okay, the reaction, the concentration of the reactant always goes on decreasing. Okay, that's why the negative sign indicates there. Okay, so rate of the reaction is given by the minus dc upon dt. Okay, so where dc is the change in or the amount of reactant reacted in time, in small time, delta t. Okay, another way, this rate of the reaction also given by the dx upon dt. Now here dx is nothing but the product formed during the time t dt. Okay, so dx is nothing but the amount of a product formed, okay, from the reactant in time t, delta t. Okay, that is a small amount of t. So the rate of the reaction decreases with the time. Okay, the rate of the reaction decreases with the time because as the reaction progresses, the concentration of the reactant goes on decreases. Okay, that's why the number of molecules to interact with each other, they are in less. Okay, they are in less, that's why the rate also decreases. Here we have the two graphs. So first one represent the with respect to a, okay, and second one is with respect to b. With respect to a, that means the concentration of the reactant a. So if you see the graph, as the time progresses, the decrease in the concentration of reactant gives, okay, or takes place, right? So this is the rate of reaction with respect to, or the graph with respect to the reactant. Okay, so as the react here the highest amount of highest concentration is there. Okay, and here the lower concentration of the reactant. Okay, so as the time progresses, okay, the concentration goes on decreases. Okay, and also if you see in the second graph, the that indicates the concentration of that b, that is product, goes on increases as the progress of the time. Okay, so that means the at initial stage, the concentration of b is very low or nothing. As the time goes on, okay, the concentration of this b goes on increases because the molecules of a reactant goes on interact with each other to give the product. Okay, right. If you consider this, if you consider the graph 1, and if you take the slope, then we have to consider the two points, this one and this one. Okay, if you change the color, okay, and if you plot on y-axis, also on x-axis, okay, we will get two four different points, that this is a x2. Okay, okay, this is x1, this is y1, this is y2. Okay, now if you take the ratio of these two, okay, that means y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, you will get dy upon dx, right? Now here dx is nothing but the change in time. Okay, so and y2 minus y1 is dc. So this ratio gives the rate. Okay, that is nothing but the slope of this graph 1. Okay, so this slope is nothing but the rate which is given by the dy upon dx. Okay, that is a slope that nothing, which is nothing but the minus dc upon dt. So negative sign indicates the, as the time progresses, the decrease in the reaction, decrease in the reactants in the reaction takes place. Okay, again in the second graph also, if you see, if you take any 2 points on the graph, okay, and plotted on x-axis and y-axis, you will get again, you will have the dx upon, sorry, dy upon dx. Okay, here which is nothing but the uh, dx upon dt. Okay, so which also gives the rate of the reaction. Okay, or the, that is nothing but the slope. Okay. So these are the graph associated with the rate of the reaction. So if you see closely, as the, with respect to reactant, the slope of the graph, or the concentration always goes on decreasing. Okay, while with respect to product b, the the graph always goes on, or the concentration goes on increases. Okay, so these are the two graphs associated with the rate of the reaction with respect to product and the reactant. And also keep in mind that the negative sign in the, with respect to a, indicates the decrease in the concentration of the reactant. Okay, now see the rate constant. Now if you consider a reaction, okay, in which the molecule A and B are interact with each other to give the product. Okay, now here the small a and small b are the number of molecules of A and B respectively. Okay, in number of molecules are there of A and B, right? So by applying law of mass action, the rate constant, or the expression for the rate constant of reaction can be obtained. Okay, so if you apply the law of mass action to this reaction, okay, we will get a rate equal to k into molar concentration of A raised to n raised to m into concentration, or molar concentration of B raised to n. Okay, so this is a equation for the rate constant, the rate. Okay, after applying the law of mass action to this equation. Okay, so this uh, equation can be modified like this, which gives k equal to rate upon molar concentration raised to m into molar concentration of B raised to n. Okay, where m and n are the partial orders of a reaction, so they are the order of reaction with respect to uh, molecule A and B respectively. Now here the rate constant k, or which is also called as a specific reaction rate, is defined as the rate of reaction, at a unit concentration of the reaction. Okay, that means if you see the here, k equal to rate upon concentration of a reactants. Okay, that's why from here, so we can say that the rate of the constant k, or specific reaction rate, is defined as the rate of a reaction per unit concentration of the reaction, per unit concentration of the reactant. Okay, by mistake here is the reaction, but it is a reactant. Okay, so from this we can say that the unit of rate constant is given by the unit of rate of reaction. Okay, per unit of a concentration of a reactant. So this is a units of a rate constant. Now let's see the measurements of a reaction rate. Now there are two types of methods are there to measure or record the reaction rate. The first one is a physical method and second one is a chemical method. In a physical method, if you see the physical properties related to the concentration of the reactant and the product, they are refractive index, okay, conductance, optical rotation, color of the reaction mixture, okay, and absorption of light by the reaction mixture. So these are the some parameters which are related to the concentration of the reactant or the product. Okay, so here we have taken one example, that is of a rate of inversion of the cane sugar, rate of inversion of cane sugar. That is the rate of inversion of cane sugar can be determined by measuring the angle of rotation. Okay, angle of rotation of cane sugar at a regular time interval using the polarimeter. So this is one of the physical method from which you can record the reaction rate of a reaction. Okay, now another method is a chemical method. Now in chemical method, the concentration of reactant or product is determined at a regular time interval using the suitable chemical method. That is for example the volumetric method, okay, in which a definite volume of a reaction is taken at a regular time interval and titrated against a reagent of known concentration. So for example the hydrolysis of methyl acetate, okay, where the in which the acetic acid is formed by the hydrolysis of methyl acetate. Okay, so that acid is titrated against sodium uh, sodium hydroxide. Okay, and you will have the end point. From the end point you can record or calculate the concentration of that acetic acid in the given reaction. Okay, so that such a process is continuously repeated, okay, at a regular time interval to have the to know the concentration of the reactant or the product. Okay, so that ultimately gives the rate of the reaction of a react rate of reaction of a given by the chemical method. Okay, so in this lecture we have seen in the chemical kinetics its introduction, rate of reaction, rate constant, and measurements of a reaction rate. That's it for this lecture. Thank you.